Welcome to True Story. Back in February, I hit a point with my blood pressure where it was like way too high. And when I say way too high, I mean it was 200 over like 120, 130. It was very high. And I made a decision that I needed to be more proactive about getting that under control and taking responsibility for my health and well-being. All right, so here's what I did. And there's a lot more to the story, but this is the gist of it. Here's what I did. I started a supplement regimen from doTERRA called Longevity. That supplement set is 3 separate bottles. It's really, really good stuff. And I started to take that twice a day as recommended on the bottle, 2 of each pill or supplement twice a day, morning and late afternoon. In addition to that, I was also using omega-3 oils twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. I took potassium once in the morning. I also did dandelion root once in the morning and magnesium at night along with a baby aspirin. Okay. So after I kind of started that, I added yoga, and like the next morning or whatever, I added yoga, and I was doing conscious breathing and trying to be less sedentary because I had kind of gotten into a quiet place through the winter, and I needed to start getting a little more active. So after about 2 weeks, I saw a substantial change in my blood pressure. It was back to where my baseline is, which is still high, and that would be a lot like around 140 over 90. So I was really pleased with the outcome, and I felt that if I keep going, that I would continue to see great results. After a while, I did start to see it go down below 140, and it was around 80 or so on the bottom number, which is lower than it's been for me since I was about 30 years old, which was 18 years ago. Okay. I got to a point where I was feeling much better. I actually even started to lose a little bit of weight. I felt clearer minded, more energy, more optimistic. Every part of me felt better. My skin felt good. Every part of me felt better. Here's what happened. I got a little comfortable and I stopped taking all the doTERRA supplements. I started to feel concerned that maybe I should save them in case I needed them. And I'm not in a position where I can keep myself in supply of those long term. So I went off of them, and I slowly started to feel more sluggish, less energy, less bright, and just overall not as good as I felt while I was on them for the 2 or 3 weeks. The next thing that happened was about 2 weeks ago, I went to the amusement park, and I was feeling really excited to be there, and I went down one of the water slides, which is appropriate for even a preschooler. When I got to the bottom, I sort of blacked out, and I didn't feel good for the entire rest of the day. And when I say didn't feel good, I was actually wondering, I'm sitting in the dressing room and I'm like wondering, well, which one of these women am I going to reach out to if I like need help? I probably should have gotten medical help, to be honest. I just was not okay. So I got home that night, I took my blood pressure, and it was back up over 200. It was 220 something over like 160. That's ridiculous. Like your blood pressure shouldn't be that high. So I decided at that point that I really needed to go back on the doTERRA supplements. And honestly, I haven't even done a check on that. So I'm kind of waiting until I build back up to the full regimen, and then I'm going to do in 2 weeks I'm going to do a check, and I'm going to have to get back to you and let you know what the monitor says. So I don't want to hear it from y'all. I know I need to handle this, and I know that I probably should see a doctor about it, but I'm a little bit stubborn, and I do really believe that it's my body's way of telling me to change certain aspects of my lifestyle, which I'm doing. Okay. If you guys want to talk about, healthy living and how these supplements have really impacted my life, please let me know. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. Now I want to go into another way that I've been using essential oils. Most of you guys know that I am a doTERRA wellness advocate. I don't come up and advocate or push or get salesy or anything, because I feel like you know where to find me. You know that you can trust me. You know that I'm not looking to make huge profits or whatever. But here's what's really true. I do stand by essential oils. I believe in them 100%. And doTERRA is an amazing company, and their oils are really fantastic. I've used other brands, and I really just trust doTERRA. This is what I use on my child as well. And if you know me at all, you know that my child is a cancer survivor. He's been clean scans for 2 years, and part of his regimen is using frankincense and another blend. Ask me about that, because I'll tell you what, I know that frankincense has been, I want to say compliant, because that's really, really important. So I don't want to really make any false statements in terms of what is proven. However, it is the opinion of 2 of my child's medical doctors that frankincense has actually been tested in a lab and has been proven to combat cancer cells. That's not the doTERRA advocate in me saying that. We are not allowed to make those claims, so I'm not making those claims as a doTERRA advocate. I am giving you information that came from a medical doctor that we saw just a couple of weeks ago. You want frankincense. You want it for a lot of reasons. Contact me if you want information about that. Okay, so the other day, just earlier this week, we went on a few outings, and one of those outings was back to that amusement park where I got a sunburn. And if you know anything about Hell's Itch, that is a real thing, you can Google it. I get Hell's Itch from sunburn. Hell's Itch is when the underlayers of your skin is breaking and bursting from the sun exposure from sunburn, and literally it is among the worst feelings. It's like being tortured. So knowing that I had sunburn, and I haven't had a sunburn in many years, because when I got Hell's Itch before, there was, like, I know better. I made a mistake this week. I was terrified. I was like, I cannot deal with this, like, and take care of, like, kids and do dishes and cook now. In the past, I would take a couple of Benadryl and, like, pass out, like, because it was, like, that bad. And I'm sure I could do that now, but I don't want to do that now. Okay, so I went online, I Googled it. How can I help myself avoid this Hell's Itch thing that's about to happen to me? Because I knew it was going to happen. And I was so, I mean, why I was surprised is beyond me, but I was so surprised because everything I read was like, don't use lotions, don't use that aloe vera gel stuff. no, nothing is going to help. Those things don't help. Now, when I had it before, I would get in the shower, I would have to keep adjusting the water temperature, and it just, there was nothing that had a sustained relief. Nothing. I'm online, I'm reading and reading and reading, and lo and behold, it's like peppermint oil. Are you kidding me? Peppermint oil? I'm in the bathroom, right? I've got my shirt up to my neck, and I got this oil, and I'm like flinging it onto my back, and I put on a rubber glove. And here's why it's important to do this. Number one, you don't want to absorb it in your hand. You want to rub it into the spot where you need it. Number two, essential oils are strong, and when they're pure, they can really bother your mucous membrane. So get that all over your fingertips, and you rub your eye, or you touch your nose or your mouth, or it's gonna burn like all between here, and because it's strong, especially if it's a lot, right? So I use a rubber glove, and I'm rubbing it onto my own back, which I can barely reach, and it had this really strange cooling sensation that at first I was like, wait a minute, is this okay? Like, does this feel okay? No hell's itch. I have not gotten hell's itch this all week, and sometimes it doesn't start for like a day or two. Nothing. I got away without any hell's itch. It was a lifesaver. That's my number one tip for you right now for the summer. Get some peppermint oil, because if your babies get sunburn, or if you do, like, this helped so much. I can't even, it's like it drew the heat right out. Peppermint is actually also good for a fever. So if your kids get a fever, you put peppermint oil on their little feet, and you're good. Watch with the asthma. Sometimes it's strong, so you want to dilute it or just use a little bit. My other summer tip for you is if you're doing doTERRA, they sell what's called Terra Shield. Do not apply any oils to your skin if you're going to be out in the sun. You want to put a shirt or something over you. Otherwise, wait until nightfall to apply oils. With the doTERRA Terra Shield essential oil, I like to put it on the cuff of your pants, and maybe up the sides of your pants a little bit. Like, you can make a roller bottle of it, or just put a couple drops here and there. You could do a bandana and wrap that around the legs or the neck, whatever, to help keep those ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, all those yucky bugs away. All right, that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you. I hope that you got something out of my true story, and if you are interested in getting doTERRA essential oils, or if you would like to enroll to be an advocate yourself, just let me know. I can help you out with that. I'll post the link too, because look, of course it's gonna help me if you buy through my link. It's going to help me. It's gonna help me keep oils for my kid. It's gonna help me stay active in terms of using the oils and making sure that we have what we need for my own family. I clean with it. I do tons of stuff with oils. Just honestly, if you have questions, just let me know. I can probably answer all of them for you. So I will put the link down below. In the meantime, take it easy, take care, and I hope you enjoyed my little video tonight. I know it's so late, like everyone's sleeping, so I'm like being really quiet. All right, grand grace upon you. Until next time.